going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the movie M3GAN.
M3GAN!
Yes, this is a late review. I'm late to the party. M3GAN is out in theaters now and is written by Kelly Cooper, who wrote the movie Malignant that was directed by James Wan. She co-wrote the story with him for this movie. And a brilliant toy company roboticist, played by Allison Williams, uses artificial intelligence to develop M3GAN, a lifelike doll programmed to emotionally bond with her newly orphaned niece. But when the doll's programming works too well, she becomes overprotective of her new friend with terrifying results. I don't think I've ever seen a movie marketed the way this movie was. For instance, a bunch of M3GAN dolls coming out at halftime during one of the NFL games and dancing on the field to whatever song was going on at that point. It's a creative way of marketing a movie like that. Worst fear with this movie was that, okay, are they over promoting it because it's a January movie? Is it going to be bad? And luckily, I walked out of M3GAN having a lot more fun than I thought I would. It's not as campy as I was hoping it would be. I hadn't looked at any reviews. I hadn't heard what anybody had said about M3GAN, but I was just hoping for at least to at least have some fun. And after watching it, I saw that people were saying it was really campy. It wasn't as campy as I think it could have gotten. First half of the movie takes itself a lot more seriously than I was expecting, and the whole thing with M3GAN doesn't really happen until halfway into the movie, which was interesting to say the least. But I think this movie does a really good job of touching on grief and trauma and suppressing that trauma, especially from a character who is a little girl who's named Katie. She's been through a lot for her whole life, and I think putting that perspective on a little girl like that made the movie have more emotion to it. It gave the movie a little bit more emotional weight, because if this was like an adult, it would have been like, okay, obviously, we all go through that, everybody, but for a little kid, it's a little bit more tragic, and that's what I loved about the movie. And the entirety of the movie also plays with themes like technology. What happens when we mess with technology a little bit too much? What happens with the consequences of technology? What happens if we depend on technology too much? This movie attempts to answer those questions. It just gets to a point with the second half of the movie where essentially Skynet goes live. AI is here to take over, and that's when the movie becomes as fun as it can be. It's still a little few and far between, and there's some instances here and there where I wish they had made this a rated R movie, but the fact that it is PG-13, it is this deep, and it does feel like it's pushing the boundaries a little bit, says a lot. It's trying to reach a broader audience here as well, but you can still have fun with PG-13 horror. There's a lot of great PG-13 horror movies out there, and it never felt like it was watered down, never felt like it was edited. I know that supposedly there's a gorier, unrated cut coming on the Blu-ray. That's fine. I can't wait to watch that, because there were some scenes where I was like, I could have done with a little bit of blood, but it still had the impact that a regular R-rated horror movie would. So PG-13 versus R didn't really bother me in this situation. That only bothers me when it feels like that it was edited in post-production to make a few quick extra bucks. And maybe there were a couple times I had that feeling, but I didn't have that feeling a lot watching this movie. But when M3GAN starts to kill people, it becomes kind of fun, because she sings, dances, and murders her way through the rest of this movie, and it just became an unintentional slapstick comedy, but unintentional slapstick comedy in all the right ways, in all the ways the filmmakers had intended. They knew that it was silly, they knew that it was ridiculous. They said, okay, you waited for the first half of this movie for all of this to happen, so now let's just go bonkers. Let's just go balls to the wall, just put it all out on the line, and just make something so ridiculously campy that you will enjoy. This is the first hit of 2023 for me. We'll see tomorrow. I'm seeing Plane Tomorrow with Gerard Butler. I've heard some early good buzz, but I don't know. It looks like a directed video movie. So we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully January can keep up this hot streak. This is a great start to the year, and I was really pleased with this movie. There's a few editing choices, especially in extended close-up shots, that felt like they were really, really cutting away too quickly from the camera. It was just the way the edits were stitched together. It felt very jarring. It felt very quick-cutty. It's a minor issue, and I just wish that there was a little bit more camp, and because the movie wasn't as campy as I was hoping it would be. But when it went there, I had a blast. It was really fun to watch in the second half of the movie, and surprisingly deep and thought-provoking for a horror movie. And I will say I enjoyed M3GAN with a full bucket of popcorn. So if you guys have seen M3GAN, you've probably seen it by now. It's made a shit-tillion dollars at the box office. Let me know what you thought of it. Drop me some feedback in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.